There we go. Coming in. He fine. Okay. It's on silent. I'm letting everybody come on in. Just give it a second. And just so you know, I do have my phone turned so I cannot see any comments. I just want to let you all know. But Miss Wanda here, we might can see them on her phone and respond that way. There we go. Yeah, that's how I know live doesn't have a delay in it. Because since I've been going live, I see it. So we have been sitting here for a minute, just chit-chatting to the point where I was like, okay, hold on, let's just go live. This lady has so much knowledge and information all the way back to her mother. So just introduce yourself, you and your business, that right there. You can start with that.
How will I introduce myself? Well, I am Wanda. Most people know me from Skyline. Right now, I am doing t-shirts. I have an internet e-commerce business, which is norulest-shirts.com. I am also a representative for TLC, Total Life Changers, which we're promoting our CBD products right now. So
tell them what CBD is. Many people
don't be asking me all these. Oh Lord, I didn't know. No. CBD is base. Yes,
we got it.
Yes, no, I'm just playing with you. Honestly, it promotes health.
There we go.
It promotes a lot of health. It promotes, it helps with your mental stability.
Okay.
CBD actually helps with depression. CBD, it has so many benefits to it. It helps with anxiety. So many people don't realize that you get over anxious. It's because of the day-to-day frustrations. So when you take a substance that actually calms your immune, that's just some of the benefits of CBD.
And tell them about what made you start it.
Oh,
there you go.
One day I was really tired, and a friend of mine gave me one of their products, a NutriBurst product from Total Life Changers, and it made me feel really good. I had no sleep, really tired, just low on energy, and the product made me feel really good. So it made me want to inquire as to what's this? And then when I started talking about it with friends, then some of my friends started taking the products. And from there, I never intended to be a representative signing people up. But then when one of my very best friends was like, hey, I want to sell the product. And I was already just pushing the product just to sell it. And then she wanted to sign up. So
you were already selling it and she wanted to start selling it.
Yes, she didn't want to just take the product. She wanted to sell the product as well. So that's kind of how the Total Life Changers came about.
All right. So tell us, what we were discussing, what led you to start with entrepreneurship, like with your mom?
I grew up in a house with a single female, and she, at the time, growing up, we owned one of the biggest dry cleaners in Jacksonville. It came about, my mother worked there. From working there, she ended up buying the business. From buying the business, she ended up buying the block that the business sat on.
Wow!
And that's what kind of led her down to going into real estate. So from buying the block that the building sat on to buying multiple other properties in the area, it just kind of, real estate kind of took off as our family business. So I've seen entrepreneurship my entire life.
That's what I was telling with her. That to me is awesome because many of us, like such as myself, I really did. I saw my dad. Now, my dad did have a lawn service, but because it was lawn, it was mostly him and my brother and the uncles going out. But growing up, I did not really see female entrepreneurs. So I kind of followed the path of what I saw. Graduate, go to school, go to college, get a job. But the fact that you were able to see entrepreneurship and see corporate, you just had a wide range of options in your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was a mortgage broker probably about 12 years ago.
Okay, back when it was good.
Yes.
I remember y'all.
Made a lot of money as a mortgage broker. One of my good friends came to me and said, she was an underwriter.
Okay.
So she knew the mortgage industry. And I knew a lot of people and I knew business.
Okay.
So she came to me and asked me to join her business, and she taught me the mortgage, the origination side of mortgages. Okay. And from there, with the money that the two of us made during that time, it really sparked me to say, hey, you can do whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Because that was really from scratch. Like I said, she knew the mortgage business, I knew business, and I knew people. And from there, it just took off. So once the industry changed, then I eventually got into something else. That's when we, had the restaurant, which was something that my ex-husband at the time, they were always in the entertainment business. Okay. So then the females, we kind of branched out and did our own thing separately.
Yeah. Awesome food, I might add.
And from there, once that time passed,
yeah.
I laid around and said, hey, what's the next thing to do?
You found a way to make it happen.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. And so I see all this talk about e-commerce businesses, drop shipping businesses. And then when I go home, I say it's a lot of people out here with nice cars, nice houses, but they home during the day. What do these people do?
I used to think that too. How that work?
I know these people they do something. And honestly, I read all these articles, and honestly, e-commerce is easier said than done,
okay.
But it can be done.
Okay.
So that was my big thing. I said, you know what, I'm up for the challenge. Mm-hmm. Because I've been to the position where I've made millions.
Yes.
Then I've been to the position where there's nothing. So I'm like, you know what? What's the next thing to try?
Exactly.
You have to move. You have to change with the time. Because what worked 2 years ago or what worked yesterday, it doesn't work tomorrow.
Yeah.
You have to do what's happening right now. And right now, everybody's buying on the internet. Everybody, brick and mortar stores are honestly almost obsolete.
Yeah.
Everybody goes to the internet to order everything. Clothes, shoes. So that's just the way of life right now.
Yeah. And that's how I see it. It's like the way you go where the money is. Instead of the brick and mortar, they have to come to you. And you have to pay rent or buy the building. But if you could do e-commerce,
yes,
that money just comes through the internet. Mm-hmm. And you can do it anywhere.
Oh, and this is one of the shirts that we have on the website. It is norulest-shirts.com.
Okay.
So go and check out the website.
What it says, 90% Christian, 10% savage.
Yes.
He's loading.
Yes.
I'm about to flip mine around right now. But what I like about with Wanda is the fact that you are a go-getter. You will go out there and try different things. Often we'll get stuck. Yes. And scared to try it. We won't try it because it's safe. Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing wrong with being safe, especially when you have kids and things like that growing up.
Exactly.
That you have young kids, that you have to raise a husband, kids, and all of that kind of stuff. But I just want more of us to stretch ourselves. Mm-hmm. We have so much talent that we're not tapping into. Like we were talking about, like church. Mm-hmm. People at church. You go and you run all these functions. That's a talent that you really could get paid for. Mm-hmm. You're giving away the service, but you really could,
get paid for it.
And
honestly, I don't discourage anyone from working and learning, being in corporate, whatever time that you're destined to be there. But you should always create additional finances for your family. You should not just depend on that one thing, because I've been laid off several times. And when I was laid off, the first time I got laid off, I was devastated because I had a very good job. And when I was told that today is going to be your last day, I was like, oh my God, what happens? So that's really when you decide, hey, I have to have additional alternative income coming in.
Yes.
Because the day that corporate tell you you're no longer employed, you need to be able to maintain your lifestyle.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I definitely encourage anybody, especially women, with kids, teach your kids. Don't depend on nobody else. I always say, if I didn't have the support, then I wouldn't worry about it. I would make life for me and my family. But and I don't see that a lot. Women, I gotta find baby daddy. I gotta run after this. No, you don't.
You really don't. Yes, he should pay you child support, but don't make that the only way that they can really eat a whole meal.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Or experience the finer things in life. You know, when I was growing up, my mother took us on trips. Not just to, and not to not going to Orlando or anything, but she took us to Mexico. We went on cruises. You know, we grew up knowing about international culture, not just what's happening locally. Or, you know, we learned how to speak to different cultures, learn how to speak to different people, you know, learn how to communicate, not just stuck in one bubble.
Yes.
And that's what we don't do, especially as black people. We get stuck in one state of mind and, you know, we don't elevate from there.
Yeah, exactly. And I like how you said, make sure that the only thing, like what they say, don't make them, the only thing they give you the only thing you have to eat. Because then you stuck. If they say, you know, I'm not feeding you no more, get out.
Exactly.
And I've seen, fortunately I've never been laid off, because I always just most of the time left right beforehand. But Bank of America was laying off when I left. And I really wanted them to lay me off. It's like they felt like they wanted to lay me off. I mean, I wanted them to lay me off, so they would tap around everybody but me, and I'm like, but I had to push myself. But I've seen some people that were devastated from being laid off because they didn't have any other way to, you know, to eat, basically.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Trust, after that first experience, it taught me never, ever put all your eggs in one basket.
Yes.
Like moving forward, no.
Exactly. So how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 2 sisters.
2 sisters. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I know one of them is on Facebook too.
Yes, and both of my sisters have an entrepreneurial spirit. Actually, one of my sisters is actually putting together a conference called She Ready, which she is a minister, so she is putting together a women's conference, which is going to be huge. Just speaking to a lot of the things that women go through. I think the first session is geared around depression.
Okay.
And my other sister has this major invention that she put together because her and her husband own tractor and trailers. So when she went to school to learn to drive tractor and trailers, they didn't have any simulation programs to help. And her being a female, she was like, this would be good. So she actually invented a simulation program.
Hush your mouth.
Yes.
But that's the entrepreneur. When you see something and it ain't, you need something and it ain't there, you go make it.
Yes.
Go
so right now, you know, we're gonna be pushing it to different schools to have different truck driving schools purchase the program.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so their people can actually do the simulation from their desk as if they were driving a real truck.
That's good. Because sometimes you're like, what if I want to go to truck driving school but I never drove a truck?
Exactly.
It ain't like my next door neighbor got a truck, I can just practice.
Absolutely. So yeah.
Awesome idea.
Both of my sisters are entrepreneurs.
Look, turn that up. I got that window open. Sorry, y'all. I'm doing something little neat. I'm gonna see. Oh shucks. And this live, y'all. So. And also, we do cut her yard. We cut your yard.
Yes.
We do.
You cut my yard.
Oh. Your mother and the real estate that she owns now with
Yes.
the houses that she owns. We were just talking about like how at the first of the month you get your money and it can pay, you know, it can pay your bills. So a lot of times what I'm trying to do is, that's something I want to do, is get into real estate. You know, purchasing rental properties. And then that way I can always have my entrepreneurship income coming in, and then that residual income coming in from the rental properties.
Yes, and you know, over the course of time, you learn, and it became more comfortable to rent through HUD.
Okay.
Because you don't have to worry about your money at the beginning of the month.
True.
You know, you get a check for all your properties. Everything that's rented. Of course, you have to keep your property in good condition.
Yeah.
But when the tenants move out, they also have to leave it in a satisfactory condition.
Otherwise.
So that's what makes sense being in the real estate industry.
I got that thing on the window.
So ultimately, that's where I want to be. Even though that's our family business, that's ultimately what I want to do.
But you know what you just said here? That's awesome. What's that? Family business. The family has business. Like, a lot of things things I listen to a lot of people, and one thing that people always say that I find out that have money or always their family taken care of is you can't pass down a job.
Absolutely.
The family business. That's something that your mom created that can be passed down to ensure that you always be able to eat. Your kids always be able to eat. Her family has something. She passed down like all that knowledge of owning those businesses. That knowledge of buying a block that the business was on. That knowledge of purchasing real estate. Ups and downs of every single thing. That's something that your mom passed on to you that was just
an amazing legacy. Because honestly, her mindset is my children will never not have a place to stay. I have friends right now that are homeless. Basically, they're homeless if you don't have your own place to stay. But when you have real estate on your own, hey, you know what? That's paid for. Not going through a mortgage company that's paid in full where you have the deeds. You always have a place to lay your head.
Yeah.
And she taught us, hey, just make sure the taxes are paid on this stuff. She educated us on, hey, this is what needs to happen. You'll lose your property even though it don't have a mortgage on it if you don't pay your taxes.
And that's how a lot of gentrification happens.
Absolutely.
A lot of gentrification happens. Grandma passes and nobody goes and takes care of grandma's taxes and takes care of the yard or nothing. And it seems like sometimes they so busy living their life that they can't afford to pay grandma taxes on the house and don't even see the value in that real estate. But then they come in, get the house for the taxes, fix it up, and rent it out, and we mad at them.
Yeah. But you know what? A lot of times, grandma never educated us on the fact that we needed to pay her taxes.
Grandma, exactly. Got to start somewhere.
Yeah. Honestly, a lot of people, especially in the black community, we're not educated on things that need to happen. Right now, we're younger and younger starting to buy houses, but before you see people there, and not to pass judgment because everybody's not in that position, but you'll see people that are 50, 60, 70 years old and never owned a house. So now when grandma left her house, we don't know that we need to pay the taxes.
Yeah.
So, it's all about education.
Yeah. Financial literacy. And that's something that your mom did really teach y'all.
She did.
And
I'm very thankful.
I stress with our black community, that's something that we need to teach each other. I see so many people sometimes, and I'm like, you're not spending your money on what really matters. And then when times get hard, you don't have nothing to back up to go to okay, Ray got locked up. I hate to do this, but if I had to, I could put the lien against the house to get him out of jail. But if you only doing rentals, if you only renting, you ain't got that. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. We need to really learn financial literacy, learn to buy real estate, stuff like, things like that.
Learn to maintain our credit. Learn to not spend all our money in things. I like things. But as I got older, I learned to prioritize.
Yes.
It's not all about things. You need to make sure you have something to fall back on.
Exactly.
So that's definitely something that's very important. And it's still a lesson that I'm learning.
Yeah.
But we definitely need to educate our kids.
We do. Because I see a lot of times we get scared of credit, not realizing that credit is a game. If you play the game right, you can do more and more and more. And we think that other people have making miracles over there. How they buying this and how they doing this? Like God gave them a different Bible than He gave us a different handbook or something. But it's about just knowing how to utilize that credit and not, oh shoot, they done messed up and gave me $1,000 credit card. We run out, swipe it to death. Now, okay, we over the limit fees, all of this stuff. It's like, what's over the limit fee? That kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Financial literacy is one of my main things. And when I was looking at, you tell me about your mom, it made me think about my little 3 pillars of wealth that I always keep up there. Investing, real estate, and entrepreneurship. In some form or matter. Like, just try to have that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And I think even with what you're doing to educate the people, more people just continue to do what you're doing, educating our families, and then it just spreads like wildfire through our communities.
And I'm like, God, your mama show y'all, your mama own a dry cleaner. All this, it just excites my mind when I see stuff going on like that. And that's one of the main reasons for the show, because I always want to spotlight that kind of thing in our community. Because often if we don't see it, we don't know what's out there. And you right here living it, but you know, I might walk past you in the mall and never even know it. You know?
Yeah.
So let people know so they'll know that they can do that.
Yes, definitely. So what else?
Let's see. The t-shirt business.
Yes.
So y'all do like different slogans and things like that?
Yeah. We just kind of come up with some of the most popular stuff. We brainstorm, or sometimes we just talking and we like, oh, that should be on a shirt. And put it on the shirt, put it on the website. And like I said, it's mainly for the internet, because I want to make some of this e-commerce money.
Yeah.
All these
Why
people,
not?
you get all these ads across your Facebook, your Instagram, and I've ordered so much stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I want to be on the other side. I want to be the company pushing some of these products. So it's definitely a lucrative business.
Yeah. And one thing about us, we like to buy stuff. So why not get the money on the opposite end of it?
On the opposite side. And there's no rent. You don't have to have no rent. You don't have to, pay no rent for a building. You don't have to. It's honestly like, it's more of marketing. You have to have a good marketing strategy. But other than your marketing, that's where the bulk of your money goes. You don't have to have all those expenses that you have when you have a brick and mortar business.
So how do they go and find you?
At norulestshirts.com. It's www.norulestshirts.com. T-shirts is plural.
Is it on your website? I mean, on your Facebook page?
It is on my Instagram page. It's on my bio on my Instagram page, which is Wanda_Skyline, and it's on my Facebook page too, Wanda Graham Plummer.
Okay. Do you got a business page for the?
No, I will. I'm actually setting up a business page, but I've been doing. Yeah, no. It's something that I'm doing. I have so many things that I'm doing at one time.
Believe me.
And like we talked about the other things that I'm working on as well. So
which I think that you should just go and talk about, because it's gonna happen. If it don't happen tomorrow, it's gonna happen 10 years from now. If it happen 5 years, 100 years, it's gonna happen.
I know.
You might as well.
When it comes
It's
to fruition,
it's gonna happen.
One of the things that I'm doing is I'm writing a book. And my book will really talk about the highs and the lows. Coming from making millions to making zero to being depressed to picking myself back up. So all of those things will be highlighted.
To me, that is liberation, because you just said from being depressed to to feeling good. She ain't never been like that. For some reason, we feel like other people, we the only one ever been depressed. We the only one ever been broke. But then when they see somebody like you, and they're like, oh, that brings somebody else out of their home.
Yeah. Coming from being a wife of many, many years to being cheated on, having, outside children. I'm going to talk about all of those things that impact my life, that made me the woman that I am today, actually gave me the strength I have today. So I'm very thankful. I wasn't thankful for it at that time, but now it gave me so much strength. Like I feel like I can live through anything because of the things that I've been through. So I'm going to highlight all of those things in my book.
I love it. See, it's going to happen. I'm telling you. You put it out there, it's in your mind, it's going to happen. And I'm waiting on it. I'm sitting up here now, I want to read the book. I want to ask her all about it right now, y'all. I really, really do, but I'm going to wait because it's a book. I ain't going to just give the book away, but I really,
But
really
you have the highlights of the book, trust. And there is so much substance in there just to talk about so many things, so many ups and downs. But and I'm very, very thankful to still be in a sound mind, in a very good place in life, in a very comfortable place. But I also realize if you don't go through things, then you're not humble. Because sometimes if life is always great, then you don't understand humility.
Yes.
But once you go through things, then you can understand. And when you see people who haven't been through those things yet, you like, they ain't had their turn yet.
Exactly.
They had their turn. And you don't wish it, but you just know it's going to happen.
And sometimes I be feeling a little nervous for them. I'm like, everything been so perfect. Baby, I hope to God we don't pull the rug from out, because I don't know if she got it to hold on to. Because you just see where they at.
But you know what? God always give us the strength we need if you depend on Him.
Yes.
You may not have it at that time, but if you depend on him, he'll give you the strength you need to make it through whatever he allows to come your way.
Amen.
So that's my foundation. Honestly, that's where all my strength come from. I don't even think I mentioned that my mother's a pastor now.
No, you didn't. We didn't. We did. You didn't.
Yes, my mother is a pastor. So
okay.
That is my life. That is my strength.
Your strength, and you know.
Yes.
Like to me, you know God got you. At the end of the day, sometimes when I'm nervous, or I'm just, I have to say, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
Oh yes.
He got me. Go ahead on and just do this. I'm at the bottom. I'm scared. You know what I mean? And off this time, I forget it. And then I'll be nervous. I'm like, he got you, girl. Get up and just keep doing, keep going. You know. So that's, I just thought that is an awesome story. I'm waiting on the book. I wish the book came out next month so I could just read the book.
Until next time. But when I come back, the book will be out, and then we'll talk. We'll definitely talk about it because I will be promoting it.
But I thank you for your transparency. I really do, because I want everybody to see that, you know, you're real people.
Yeah. Ups,
downs, lows, highs, and regardless. Take a lick and keep on ticking like the commercial and looking good.
Thank you.
Know what I mean?
Thank you.
Yes.
But people don't know that when they see you and they see you in these, you know, expensive items or, you know, name brand bags and expensive shoes and expensive cars, then they'll judge you, but they don't know the things that you've gone through to get there, and they don't know your life, and they don't know who you are. But if you just say, hey, and have a conversation, then you'll have a different outlook. But, you know, some people just never willing to take that chance. And I always say, don't hate on somebody. Learn from what they did. Hey, let me be mentored by this person.
Yes.
Let me see what you're doing. Hey, you was in corporate, now you have a successful business. Let me see what she's doing.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's how I am, baby. I call her, I'll steal in a minute. I will. I'm like, what you doing? Let me find out. Like, even with these shirts. It was a guy, Chris, it's Candid Poetry. He made my Kitty's Custom Clean logo. Not this one, but my other one. And every time I would see him, Chris would have on Candid Poetry shirts. Always, and he still does. And I had him make me some shirts. I was like, Chris, you always wear your shirts. That's a good idea. So that's what made me start wearing my stuff everywhere. Because Chris always did.
Exactly. You're a walking billboard.
Yes.
And people don't realize that. Like, you're promoting your business every day. Which is why I wore one of the shirts on the website today. I was trying to figure out what to put on. I was like, what can I do? Because also, the TLC have a product, the Detox Tea, which is weight loss tea. So this week alone, well, when I weighed myself earlier in the week, I had already lost 3 pounds. So I was like, okay, well, do I wear something to accentuate the weight loss? But then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and wear something for the website.
Sure, yeah.
But the detox tea does help with weight loss, and it works because I've been drinking.
Okay. All right, y'all out there now. Remember that. How can they find the detox tea?
Oh, you
they need to do the contact.
Hit me up on my page, on my Facebook or my Instagram page.
There you go.
I have all the products, and it's a lot more products, but the CBD and the weight loss are the biggest products.
Okay.
But there's a lot more products. But those are the ones that I focus on because those are the ones that I have taken and I know they work.
Look, this entrepreneur over here. I love it. I really, really do.
Thank you.
Believe me, I do.
Thank you.
Oh, hey.
I was in the last
Okay, give me about 15 minutes. I'll be right. I'll just give about 15 minutes.
Well, I get you next time.
Okay.
I'll do next time. I thought you was,
Thank you. All right. Sorry, y'all. I done lost my train of thought. I'm sorry about that, y'all. And now we're looking at her phone because mine is turned I guess what you call it, this certain way so you can see this thing right here. But like how she said, she has a lot going on. I have so much that I have to write down stuff and steps because I'll just forget what I got going on, and I'm like, okay. And looking at my boy, I'm like, okay, you gotta do this, then do this, then do this, you do this for this, this for that. Because I just have a lot of stuff going on.
Yes. And to mention that I really love what you guys do with my yard.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it.
Definitely do an amazing job. So
Thank you.
I don't have anything but good things. And actually, when they cut the yard last week, I took a picture of it, and I had been meaning to post it.
Oh, post it, please.
So yes, I do have a picture from when my yard was cut last week, and we talked about it.
That black dollar. Remember that? That's the black dollar circulating around right there.
Yes.
And I try to make it a point now, if I can, to find that black dollar. That's just me. To see if I can spend it within myself, within my community, before I let it go out.
Absolutely.
You know, that's just one thing that I try to do now. I'll sit there like, okay, I'm hungry. I could go to Subway, or I could go to Holy Smoke Barbecue around the corner. You know what I mean? And just weigh it out like that.
Exactly. And I think that's what more of us have to do. We need to support one another more.
Yeah, we do. We really do. Stop thinking, you know, if it's black, it's questionable.
But as black business owners, we need to do good business as well.
We do, and I think sometimes with our business owners, some of them don't try to learn and try to see what they can do better or take constructive criticism. Because you're going to get criticism. You just have to take it and learn from it.
Absolutely.
Especially like with me, I'm first generation business. So I didn't have nobody to go and I can say, hey, how this work or how I can do this. So most of my learning has been from clients that call me and say, hey, this, and then we sit down and brainstorm how to make it better.
But all we have to do, all of us are going to make mistakes at some point, but we just have to take ownership and make it right.
Yes.
That's the thing where we fall short, when we don't want to take responsibility for what we may have made a mistake with and make it right. Instead, we build up a wall and we lose customers.
Yes.
But if you apologize, let me make it right, go make it right.
Amen.
For most people, that's all they want. Just make it right.
Yeah, just make it right. Like, okay, just make it right now.
Because we human, so we're going to make mistakes along the way.
Yeah.
But just it's how you handle it.
Make it right is a customer service thing, too. And sometimes, us and that customer service. But I think, too, one thing that corporate America, that's why I do not knock nobody working. Believe me, from 1993 to 2015, I was in corporate, 2016, corporate America. That customer service thing is something that really drove home. And sometimes I done been places, and I'm now, because of me having my own business, I'm much more patient. But I done been places, and I'm like, oh my goodness, how y'all gonna make money doing it like this here?
Exactly.
You know.
And as an entrepreneur, now you'll find yourself going places and critiquing things like, this can be different, or this not making money, but if you cut this out or cut this situation out or change this.
Yes, I actually went to a place that I love. I'm not gonna say the name, but I love it. I'm gonna keep going. But the service was so slow that I went home, got on YouTube, and I said, it's got to be a better way, just to see if it's out there for free on YouTube for me. And it was all these processes and procedures that, looking back on them, they were not following, not doing. And I was like, if I could get on YouTube and see how to make it better, do they care enough about their business to make it better? It's right there and it's free. They ain't have to pay to try to make it better. But time and time again, it's exactly the same. I'm like, do you love your business enough? Or are you just in business to say, I'm in business?
Yeah.
Are you in business to win, or are you in business to say I'm in business?
I know, right?
I know, and that's the thing. You know, I sit there and critique it. And sometimes I just want to let go and not do that.
Yeah.
But I do.
But once your mind changed, your mindset changed, now you're not corporate thinking, you're thinking entrepreneurship. So you're always thinking about ways to make things better.
Yes. And I'm like, we have a whole building here that you pay. You got a building, you have to be paying rent or something. Do you not want to maximize your dollar? If I can see how you can, like how you said, you cut that out and you do this, you can make more money. If I can see it, why you can't?
Exactly.
But anyway, y'all, thank you very, very much. I really appreciate you coming.
You're welcome.
I want you to come back when you get that book together.
Oh, I'll definitely be back.
Please do.
I will definitely.
So I'll keep you on to that. So that means that book can't be like 5 years from now.
It's not.
I'm hoping that book come out in
It's
2020.
not. It will. Actually, I already have the date in mind. I already have everything in my head.
Okay.
The way I want it to happen, and it will.
It will. So what I want you to do is end it up. Just give them your website, your Facebook, do all of that, one last time. So just in case somebody want to write it down, they can finish it on out.
The website is www.norulestshirts.com. My Instagram is Wanda_Skyline. My Facebook is Wanda Graham Plummer. Plummer.
All right. Thank you all very, very much.
You're welcome.